extremely illuminating. Out front now, one of the members on the House Judiciary Committee, Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu from California. Congressman Lieu, I appreciate your time. So you were there in this meeting today as you all are trying to get your strategy together. What was discussed?
Thank you, Erin, for your question. Let me first say that the Mueller report by itself is very damning. Many Americans have not read it, so all we need Robert Mueller to do is to highlight the main portions of his report to the American people. We don't need a hole-in-one here. We just need to not whiff, and I think we will accomplish that. And we would obviously like more time, but we believe if Robert Mueller would simply highlight to American people that the Russians interfered in our elections, the Trump campaign welcomed the interference, and then the president obstructed that investigation numerous times, that would be very useful to the American public.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, but obviously part of the issue here is, you know, whether you're right about that, right, or whether people do need more or dots connected that weren't connected. The other part, of course, is time and how much time. I know you've expressed concern with that. You're looking at about 2.5 hours with your committee. You've got 41 different members. I know 22 of them would likely be questioning. 22 people in about 2.5 hours. If you are not incredibly disciplined, and frankly, even if you are, Congressman, it's really hard to imagine getting much there.
So we are going to be incredibly disciplined and coordinated. We're going to know before we walk into the hearing the likely questions we're going to ask. Keep in mind, we're also going to have 4 total hours right now, so 2 for Judiciary Committee and then 2 for Intel Committee, all in open hearing. And I think that's going to be very useful.
And are you coordinating between committees too, so one is additive upon the other?
Yes. So Intel Committee will largely focus on Volume 1 of the report, which is the Russian interference into American elections. And the Judiciary Committee will focus on Volume 2, which is largely the president's obstruction of justice and the number of times he tried to obstruct the investigation into the Russian interference.
Have you considered at all, you know, Bob Barr said this would just be a spectacle. And I'm curious as to, you know, we look back at Brett Kavanaugh and the use of an outside expert, and how effective that was, because you had one person building with a heck of a lot of legal expertise. A lot of you guys have that as well, I understand, but you're a lot of different people. Is that something, you know, why did you all dismiss that? You know, when people say, look, this is all about you getting your moment, your soundbite, what do you say to that?
So what's going to be important at this hearing are not the words of members, it's going to be the words of Robert Mueller. And I find it incredibly interesting that Bill Barr thinks is going to be a spectacle when Robert Mueller has said he's going to stick to the 4 corners of his report. The reason Bill Barr doesn't want that to happen is when Robert Mueller sticks to the 4 corners of his report, the American people are going to see that Bill Barr lied to the American people when he misrepresented the Mueller report.
Congressman Lieu, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.